A locked-room murder case comes to light when Conan explains that the killer entered through a third-floor window without leaving footprints. Kagoro argues the jump between windows is impossible, but Conan details how the culprit used a rope and stick to leave clear marks on the veranda. Tensions rise as Conan reveals that only someone deeply familiar with the house could commit the crime. And shockingly, that person is pointed out by a surprised voice. The debate turns personal when Kagoro complains about his leg, while Conan reminds him it had healed months ago. Inspector Magyar then notes the victim's troubled finances, reminding everyone of past conflicts over money. Amid the commotion, Conan is playfully hailed for his knack at solving mysteries, earning an invitation to tackle the infamous roller coaster murder case. In a lighter moment, Conan clarifies that a mysterious drug forced him into his child form, adding an unusual twist to his detective exploits. The investigation deepens as voices reveal chilling details about a high-stakes kidnapping tied to absurd bank demands and shadowy figures. Conan pieces together clues about the kidnapping, questioning how a crime could occur in plain sight when even the guard dog stayed silent. The tension mounts when Conan exclaims he's figured out part of the case, hinting that another side of the mystery is yet to be uncovered. Kobayashi challenges the kidnapper's story about a silent guard dog and a tree escape, questioning the vague details provided. A confident young detective declares that even the toughest cases will be solved quickly, while Conan insists there is another side to the mystery. Tanny, identifying himself, shocks everyone by revealing he kidnapped the girl for 300 million yen, demanding immediate payment. Conan deduces that the girl had likely been taken again by someone more dangerous, deepening the case's urgency. Clues from a school storeroom, including a visible chimney, lead the team to focus on Fudetsubashi Middle School. Amid frantic orders and chaotic exchanges, Conan laments that his small body limits his strength as the investigation intensifies. Kobayashi commands that the girl be returned unharmed while Tanny pressures for the ransom, pushing the detectives to track the kidnapper's every move. In a surprising twist, Ayumi Yoshida admits that the kidnapping was a staged act meant to get her father's attention, drawing mixed reactions from the team. The investigation shifts to a bank scene where financial details and an armored truck robbery add another layer to the complex case. A crucial clue, a mask with traces of lipstick, and conflicting evidence lead Conan to suspect a deeper plot involving a large, mysterious organization. Evidence pointing to a bank employee's possible role and the strategic placement of clues makes Conan question if someone is being framed. Desperation mounts when Conan confronts his superiors about retrieving his sister, and the boss coldly insists her value to the organization outweighs any promise of release. A tense standoff follows with demands for the stolen money's location, and Conan reveals that he holds the real key to a coin locker before the plot thickens. Conan recounts the day his life changed at an amusement park, explaining how the poisoning forced him to adopt a new identity to fight the organization. At T10 Elementary School, a new student named AI Hybra is warmly introduced to the Junior Detective League, sparking excitement among her classmates. As the class discussion begins and hints of unresolved mysteries and hidden figures emerge, the stage is set for more adventures. Students quickly gather unsolved mystery requests in a designated shoebox as whispers spread that teachers already know about it. A surprised student points out that there's unusually no mail today, even though they normally receive many requests. A police officer calls everyone to hurry home for soccer, prompting excited shouts and a sprint from one of the children. A fresh request arrives stating they'll be waiting in Class 1A, and Ayumi eagerly urges Hybra to join the group. The mood shifts as worried voices mention that Toshia's brother disappeared about a week ago, with one child fretting he might have been kidnapped. Conan recalls a similar case from the past, while linking clues from his missing brother's artwork, noting copies of famous paintings around school. He explains that the reproduced works, like a copy of Picasso's Crying Woman, hint at the possibility of forced counterfeiting. Conan examines a strange transaction where a man used a 1,000 yen bill lacking its watermark and received odd change, raising further suspicions. The group carefully investigates nearby spots, and Conan starts connecting clues between counterfeit operations and the missing art talent. Determined, Conan outlines a plan using his homing glasses to chase down the suspect and rescue Toshia's brother. They later uncover more details at a building next to a police box, where hints from a modified newspaper agency deepen the counterfeit mystery. Conan pieces together evidence about special inks and incomplete watermarks, suspecting that cunning criminals are behind the entire scheme. A dramatic twist occurs when he confronts the culprits, revealing that a peculiar 10,000 yen bill and its missing details point to the mastermind's plan. Further revelations expose that the counterfeit setup hides behind the newspaper agency, and Conan identifies the key conspirator using this front. In the final moments, the Junior Detective League presents the counterfeit bills as evidence and confirms that Toshia-kun's brother has been rescued. The Junior Detective League celebrates a major win as counterfeits are used as evidence, and Toshia-kun's kidnapped brother is rescued. Conan then criticizes the culprit's reckless actions, while unexpected twists push the investigation deeper. Inspector Magyar outlines charges against the suspects and mentions the notorious Silver Fox, linked to dangerous weapons. In a chaotic turn, Conan explains the deadly effects of APTX 4869 and his own connection to the organization behind it. As Inspector Magyar welcomes AI and reviews fresh clues, discussion shifts toward the secretive methods used by the organization. A heated dispute erupts when accusations fly over responsibility for the poison, with Conan detailing its origin and his personal history with it. Investigators then focus on the baffling murder of Professor Hirota, noting missing floppies and a locked room that defies explanation. Conan demonstrates a clever trick using a cassette tape, pawns, and a key to reproduce how the room was mysteriously locked from the outside. Finally, as he continues his explanation of the impossible setup, the mystery deepens with hints that the answering machine's tape holds crucial clues. Conan demonstrates a clever trick with pawns, a notebook, and a key to simulate a locked room mystery. The narrator explains that winding the tape on an answering machine can erase evidence, pointing the finger at Akira Shirakura. A mysterious passenger suddenly accuses someone of killing his husband, adding a sharp edge to the scene. Shirakura admits the trick is impressive but wonders why he must shoulder responsibility after leaving a trail of messages. Inspector Magyar details how Shirakura's fingerprints on the tape and his impulsive act in the murder of Professor Hirota expose an unplanned crime. Shirakura explains the evidence stashed in his car, including scandalous photos intended for a magazine column, ties into the murky case. Also offers to pull out the correct floppy disk containing a ridiculous picture, injecting a touch of levity amid the tension. Inspector Magyar then instructs Shirakura to come to the station, outlining how his unprepared and impulsive actions left incriminating traces. Conan and his team decide to leave the scene as more evidence and fresh accusations continue to pile up. A heated discussion about a bank robbery alias and twisted tape evidence deepens the mystery surrounding the black organization's involvement. Conan interrogates the unfolding situation and warns that shadowy forces are manipulating events behind the scenes. The dialogue then shifts as characters blend serious detective work with lighthearted banter about school and soccer. Conan and the group plan to expose the organization's deadly plot at a memorial service while tracking dangerous leads. They further discuss setting up wiretaps and pursuing threats, with Conan expressing concern over the use of the experimental drug APTX 4869. As tensions mount during a frantic chase, Conan insists on curbing an assassination plot at the Hato City Hotel. He then reveals that his own shrinking condition caused by APTX 4869 adds an even more dangerous twist to their mission. Finally, with the team debating whether to press on or retreat, Conan orders a careful withdrawal to avoid further exposure while he continues pursuing vital leads. The episode opens with a discussion over a ritual at a gathering where a specific color handkerchief marks a group of suspects, and names like Yasuo Mihei and Mika Nanjo are announced. Conan notes that among the 7 people present, one may be Pisco, even as the chaos of an accident forces reporters and bystanders to demand answers. Amid the clamor, while voices shout for details about the mishap, Conan orders a quick retreat back to Professor Agassi's car for Hybra's sake. Later, Conan recounts how he was drugged and taken through a corridor, forced to sniff a mysterious substance, and changed into coveralls, hinting at a murder planned by an organization member. Urgently, he explains the science behind apoptoxin 4869, its ability to trigger programmed cell death while boosting cell multiplication, and the dangerous twist it brings to his condition. Stranded in a locked room with no clear escape route, Conan laments over the lack of exit options and speculates about a hidden wine cellar filled with exotic liquors, like a strong Chinese called Baigar. Meanwhile, he works on his computer to download illicit data from the organization's system, cycling through detective names like Poirot and Shelling Ford until the password finally opens the file. Conan then outlines his desperate plan: hide the stolen data in a cellar and urge Hybrid to escape through a chimney before his body reverts to that of a child. As tensions escalate, Inspector Megier tracks the suspects using a built-in transmitter, and a hotel employee points out a storage room in the old building, deepening the intrigue around the murder plot. In a dramatic confrontation, Conan accuses Masayama of orchestrating the chandelier murder at a memorial service by using a silenced gun and a purple handkerchief, isolating him as the only one capable among the 7. Soon after, in the midst of heated exchanges, Conan introduces himself as Detective Conan and warns that their hidden identities must remain secret, even as the group braces for more danger. On the train, as they head toward Baika 3 Chome and beyond, the team quietly readies itself to safeguard their secrets while new clues about the organization begin to surface. Finally, while riding near Baika Park, Conan reflects that, with his true self exposed and evidence lost, he must leave town soon to avoid further danger, even as he grumbles about stumbling upon unwelcome figures on a crowded bus. A character remarks on being bored and lonely because they won't see their girlfriend soon. Conan retorts that he has no interest in bumping into those unattractive organization members on a crowded bus. He observes that a man in black gives off an unpleasant aura that only organization members seem to emit. Conan then recalls feeling a deep, ominous premonition, one suggesting the presence of someone far worse than Pisco. Amid rising tension, a plea is made for Kudo-kun to switch seats and hide while Hybra excitedly points out Arate-sensei. Arate-sensei appears unexpectedly on the bus and is greeted warmly, with thanks given for his help during recent physical exams. Soon, commotion arises when 2 individuals in ski gear are spotted, hinting that trouble is on the way. Hijacker leaders take charge by ordering the bus doors closed and instructing everyone to follow their commands while changing the destination sign to not in service. Passengers learn that the hijackers demand the release of Kunio Yajima, a criminal linked to a recent jewelry store robbery. Conan speculates that there might be bombs hidden in the ski bags and suspects one of the passengers is leaking his location to the hijackers. He then senses a stinging pressure that reminds him all too well of the organization's presence, deepening his worry about being exposed. As the hijackers negotiate with their unseen boss and adjust their escape plans, the passengers' unease mounts on the turbulent bus. Finally, authorities announce that due to unforeseen circumstances, the pursuit is suspended because the target remains missing, with investigations set to resume in a few days.